Hey guys, I'm Gary. This is your exclusive movie review of Mama. So I hope you like horror movies. This is one of Guillermo del Toro's better produced or presented films of the 2010s. Along with Blumhouse, del Toro's brand is one of those go-to horror films. His concepts, although influenced from horrors of foreign's 50s and 60s films, still have some sort of freshness to them. And I think it's due to his heavy tone of intensity, how he delivers on much obscure concepts. His films always have monsters of all shapes and sizes, and sometimes they can look quite silly. But I think that can also feel very scary. Much like Insidious's red-faced demon, his face looks painted on, but still freaks you the hell out. Now, we can't give Del Toro all the credit, considering this was actually directed by Andy Muschietti. I think that's how you pronounce that. And written by his sister, Barbara Muschietti. The team that later remade Stephen King's It, which was fantastic, and is currently developing DC's The Flash. Essentially, the film is about two young sisters that were found after they've been missing for about 5 years. They're taken in by their uncle Lucas that looks to be a twin of their real father. And when you first see these girls after the 5 years in the shadows, they look malnourished, underweight, but a few days later, in clear light, they're as healthy as they should be. I know from experience that it doesn't take long to gain weight. After losing a bunch, but it still takes longer than a few days it took them. And as good as this movie is, I really think maybe having them stay twiggy longer would still benefit the film, keeping with the creepy tones. Meanwhile, the uncle gets hurt and is in a coma, so the girlfriend, played by Jessica Chastain, looks after them and starts to witness these girls' communication with an entity known to the girls as Mama. With Mama, you get a rushed backstory. And of course, she came from an asylum. Always an asylum. The idea then is she's mentally unstable and can't always empathize past her own needs. But when you look at Mama's perspective, she is a mother who lost her own child, then as a spirit finds these two little girls abandoned. So she cares for them, and after years she becomes overly protective, like any mother would be. Mama's special effects didn't look entirely finished. She did look a little bit silly, but to hide it, she was only seen in dimly lit areas or in the dark. Like I said before, sometimes a little bit of silly characteristics make them even scarier. The idea, the concept, makes the film scarier than it actually is. But that's not for lack of trying. It's still a decent horror film. And when you have characters that don't want to be a part of certain responsibilities, but are somewhat forced into a hard situation, it makes for more interesting results. But Mama is definitely recommendable. Thanks for watching, and please share if you agree or disagree. Put a comment down below me.